Hey, it's Bricktsar, and I'm going to answer a question. And what did I do with the question? This is a question that HA876 asks in regard to finding clearance deals at Walmart, and also had some other related questions to that. So I'm going to kind of tie those questions together here. Now, not everybody can find the same deals at Walmart, and I have said before, Walmarts are like snowflakes. No two are alike. And I have the advantage of living near a large metropolitan area. South of me, it is Atlanta, Georgia, and there are literally dozens. Did I use literally correctly? There are dozens of stores, Walmart stores, in the metropolitan Atlanta area. I have within my house, there's probably 6 or 7 that I can go to easily. Let me get to this question so I can ask it the way he asked it. I couldn't respond to him because he had his contact block on. So when you go to hit reply, it gets rejected because I'm not in his contact list. So HA876, this is to you. I left a message on your channel. I could do that, but I couldn't respond directly to this comment. He says, I'm a big fan of your videos, especially the awesome hauls. I can never seem to find Lego on clearance at my Walmart, and I was hoping you could help me out. Maybe where to look for the clearance section or even when to check. Those are two very important things. Probably the most important is where to look, and that's why I say that no two Walmarts are alike. Now, most of the time, the toy clearance is going to be near the toy section. Sometimes they will dedicate a separate aisle, usually on one end. I was just at a Walmart today. As you come in, the first part you see in the toy section. Sometimes it's further down in the toy section. So those are the obvious places to look. Sometimes it's on the end caps, meaning there will be a few items on the end of the aisle, either end. Most of the times it's on the inner end caps where they have a split in the two sections. So that's another place to look. And also the Lego clearance won't necessarily be where the Lego sets are. Now the sales, the ones that are on sale, like marked down, they'll be in the Lego section almost always. But most of the time they're going to be somewhere else in the store. So those are the most obvious places, and I'm sure you've already checked there. What's next? Where do you go from there? Well, sometimes there's a one aisle, or maybe two aisles, in the Walmart store that is dedicated to any type of clearance. So you want to find that. Sometimes it's on the opposite side of the store. It's usually near the hardware section. Most of the Walmart stores I've been into, it would be near the hardware for some reason, but I have seen it in the garden section. I've found it near the cosmetics, and at one time, or more than once, they've actually moved it to an aisle that's not even an aisle, out in the middle of a row, like in front of the movies and video games section, the electronic section. They just had it on tables out there in the middle of the floor. So the best thing to do, and what I always do if I haven't been in a store in a while, is I just do the big loop. Walmarts almost always have a main square or rectangular shape. You can just walk around. It's usually not going to be in the interior sections unless it's in a seasonal section. Like if it's the different worldly holidays they have, there might be some there. But go in the store and just go all the way around and just look either way and look for anything clearance. Sometimes they'll have balloons, sometimes they'll have it marked clearance, but look for those red stickers. Those red stickers can be deceiving because sometimes they put a red sticker on and it's still full price. But so go all the way around the store and look for it. If you don't see it, go into the garden section, or where all the they changed that a lot over there with the garden section. Why am I pointing over there? It's not there. But just check there and you might find something. So I have found it in all different places, And when I go to different stores, I kind of know the different stores that I go to where they have it, but they will change it. I had one the one I had a massive 70% or more clearance. It's one of my hauls. I can't remember which number it is, but they had all these stuff, and I would go in there about once a week and look. And then I went in there one. They had all these Star Wars sets on clearance, but they were still like 30% off, and I was waiting. And I went in there one day, and they were marked down even further, and it was additional 50% off. But all the Star Wars sets were already gone. I got a ton of watches and other kind of weird things that people left behind, a lot of Duplo. But I went back there again another time, and they had moved it. So, and it was in the garden section. So that's what I'm saying. You got to look at different sections. So get to know your particular store. You might even ask somebody that works there, hey, do you know where other clearance stuff is? If you ask them where clearance Lego is, they might say, I don't know. But just ask them where any clearance is and check over there. And people misplace stuff, move it around. If you watch Brickstackers, he found some stuff that's been discontinued that was all of a sudden showed up on the shelf again. That's where somebody had moved it, a kid moved it or something like that. And know what's on clearance in other Walmart stores. You should, most people should be able to get to at least to 2 or 3 if you're willing to drive a little bit. Go and see what's on clearance, and sometimes you go to your store and it won't be in clearance, but if you scan it on the barcode scanner, you'll see it might be marked down. So that's what if I see something on clearance at one Walmart, I'll check it at the other Walmart. So I got all those Friends poly bags for $2. I've been to about 6 different Walmarts, and they're all $4.97. So they're not consistent in their clearance. So that's the main thing about when Walmart's, I don't know their pattern. I do know that after the holidays or after they change in a seasonal section, you might find them on clearance, but not necessarily. And they're very slow about additional markdowns. They'll have it at 10% or 30% off, and it'll sit there forever. There's one I went to today that they've had the same stuff in there probably since January. We're in November. So they're not marking it down. I went to another one that had stuff that's been sitting there, I think, since January, and some of the stuff was 80 or 90% off. It wasn't Lego, which all the Lego was gone, but there was Connects, there was some other stuff I'm not even into that, something that was normally $20 was $2. And I was like, oh, maybe I could get that and buy it on eBay, but I didn't want to go. It's stuff I wasn't familiar with, so I wasn't going to chance it. And if it's still sitting there at $2 when it's a $20 item, then it's probably not worth buying anyway. But so that's another thing, is they're very slow, but check after the holidays. Check the seasonal aisle. Oh, that's the other thing I forgot to mention. Sometimes the seasonal aisle is in the grocery section, so go look where the groceries are, and that's where you'll usually find some of the poly bags. I have seen the series poly bags in all kinds of weird places. Most of the time it's in the toy section on an end cap or near the end, but it's been in the clearance section, brand new, and they're in the clearance section, not on clearance. It's been in another section like where the school supplies are. I don't know, they don't have any rhyme or reason sometimes to what they do. And if you have the advantage of going to an inner city Walmart or near the city, those are the best, because those people, for some reason, aren't buying Lego, but so the stuff sits there, and then when they start marking it down, nobody's buying it still. I know people have kind of yelled at me in the comment section that, yeah, you bought all that, and some kid was saving his money. Some of that stuff, like I said, has sat there since January. If somebody's going to buy it, they would have bought it. The only people that went in there and bought it were people like me that went in there looking for the clearance deals. It wasn't some kid. And I don't usually buy all of what they got anyway, unless it's like those poly bags that are $1. Then I will get them all. Oh, and that should answer another question. Jack, where did his question go? I don't know which video it was on. Your name was Jack Agars Lego Show. He said, why are you buying so much of the same stuff? I responded in the comment that I buy because it's on clearance and I sell it. I knocked over my stack-on right before I did this video. Check out Instagram. You see what a stack-on looks like when it's falling over. But I put that stuff in my store, so if I buy 100 poly bags that are $2 each and the contents of the poly bag are worth $8 each, that's spend $200 on 100 poly bags plus tax. You sell them the parts eventually, not overnight, but for $800, and then after your PayPal fees, BrickLink fees, any taxes you paid, fees for your envelopes, you mail it in, things like that, it's probably still around a $500 profit. So I've taken $200 and turned it into $800 or $700. So it's like I got $500 out of nowhere. And then I can go buy all this other junk I got and just keep the cycle going. I've been doing that on eBay, started that in 2000 and been doing BrickLink since 2005. I didn't get into selling until 2005, even though I've been on BrickLink since 2001. And I didn't really get serious in it because most of my life I've been more of a collector. These clearance deals have kind of got me more into buying to sell. I'm not a speculator. People will buy sets and speculate that it's going to go up in value. I want to buy when it's already on sale and I can immediately sell it for a profit. And some stuff I will hold on to because I remember what it was like growing up. If I didn't get a set while it was available at the stores, I could never get it again. It wasn't until the internet got popular that you were able to find some of these old sets, because I didn't have a lot of stores that kept old toy stock or things like that. Well, I'm getting off topic here. So anyway, so that's the main thing about the Walmarts is go around, do the same thing for Target. Target's a little more organized in their clearance, but just like if you saw Clutch's video when he went and got the seasonal poly bags, you got to go right after. You got to go right after the holiday is over. And if the clearance is the gradual, you got to go on Thursday. Target, you go on Thursday, 8 o'clock when the store opens, and then right after a holiday. So that's some of the questions I wanted to answer. I appreciate those asking that. And BrickSpotTV asked, are you trying to compete with Clutch's giant polybag haul? No. But I would. I mean, if I wasn't camping that day, I would have been out there. I wouldn't have bought the same poly bags. I probably would have just got the Star Wars poly bags. But I wouldn't want to spend all day going along doing that. If this was my career, I would do it. But yeah, it's neat. And Clutch also, he said on the video, the comment said, I think it would be so much fun for all of us to have the chance to go shopping together sometimes. So much knowledge in one space. And he's learned a lot in his time doing it. I've learned a lot. We've learned different things. And it's like some of the stuff I learned by accident. I just happened to be in a Target when they were marking stuff down. I'll never forget the haul I had when they put the Ultimate Collector Series X-Wing Fighter, TIE Fighter, and the Millennium Falcon, the first Millennium Falcon, on sale, and they were $25 each. And I was like, okay. I mean, they were just putting the label on there. I just walked in the store. They had like 5 X-Wing fighters. I think it was 4 or 5 the TIE Fighters, and at least 4 Millennium Falcons, and plus some other sets. I went and got 2 buggies, filled them up. And I sold those almost immediately for $100 each. I should have waited. The Millennium Falcon went up to $400 at one point. Now it's come back down. X-Wing Fighter is still a $400 or $500 set, but I made 4 times my money. And so that was back in the day before people were really watching these seasonal clearance. And used to be it was only in January to February that you'd find these deals, but now you can find them all year round. So that's a lot. That video is too long. 15 minutes. I'm going to stop talking. If you need any clarification, ask me. But this video is about finding stuff in Walmart and sometimes Target. And thanks to HA786 and the others I mentioned, Jack Agars, Lego Show, and BrickSpotTV, and the others for your questions. Thanks for watching. This is Bricktsar.